everyone, and welcome back to the English Easy podcast for a better life. I'm Emma, and as always, I'm joined by my fantastic co-host, George. How are you doing today, George?
Hey, Emma. I'm doing great, feeling energized and ready for today's topic. How about you?
I'm doing well, too. Today is different. We're not just sharing tips. We're having a deep, honest conversation about the one problem that stops millions of intelligent people from speaking English, the speaking block.
Think about this for a second. How long have you been learning? 2 years? 5? A decade?
And during that time, you've probably learned hundreds of grammar rules, memorized thousands of vocabulary words, watched countless YouTube videos and Netflix series, read articles, maybe even books.
Your understanding of English has grown. But when it's time to open your mouth and speak, something strange happens.
Your mind goes blank. You search for words that you know. You feel a rush of heat. Maybe your heart beats faster. The sentence you planned in your head just disappears.
And after that moment, you think, what's wrong with me? Why can I understand but not speak? Am I just not good at languages?
Let us answer that right now, with total clarity. You are not stupid. You are not bad at languages. This has nothing to do with your intelligence.
The barrier between your understanding and your speaking is not a language problem. It's a psychological and physiological one. It's about fear, brain wiring, and broken learning systems.
In this episode together, we will 1. Diagnose the real, science-backed reasons you're stuck. 2. Debunk the 3 biggest myths that keep you silent. 3. Deliver a simple, clear, 5-step speaking system you can start in the next 24 hours.
This isn't about more grammar. This is about a fundamental shift. Ready to begin?
We need to destroy a myth. It's the lie that the entire English learning industry is built on. The lie is this: if I just learn more grammar rules, my speaking will finally become fluent.
It sounds so logical. Step 1. Learn the past perfect. Step 2. Use the past perfect. Step 3. Fluency. But the human brain doesn't work like that for speech.
The legendary linguist Stephen Krashen made a distinction that changed everything. He said we don't just learn a language, we acquire it.
Here's the difference. Learning. This is conscious. You sit at a desk. You study the rule for the present perfect, has have plus past participle. You do gap fill exercises. You know about the language. It's knowledge in your frontal cortex, the thinking, analytical part of your brain. Acquisition. This is subconscious. It's what happens when you're focused on the message, not the rules. You're listening to a friend tell a story, trying to order coffee, or explaining an idea. You're not thinking about verbs. You're thinking about communication. This builds language in your procedural memory, the same part that remembers how to ride a bike.
Krashen says in his comprehensible input hypothesis, we acquire language in only one way, when we understand messages, not when we memorize rules.
Think of a child. Does a 4-year-old study grammar tables before saying, I go to the park? No. They acquire the language through listening and trying. Their mistake, good, proves they've acquired the ed rule for past tense. The correction comes later, naturally.
So the grammar trap looks like this. You feel scared to speak, so you think, I need to study more to feel ready. You go back to the safe world of books and exercises. Your analytical brain is busy, but your speaking brain is asleep. It's a cycle of preparation without performance.
And this leads directly to the engine of that fear.
Let's name the monster. It's not just shyness, it's a biological response, fear.
Fear of making a mistake and looking foolish. Fear of the judgmental silence after you speak. Fear that your accent sounds wrong.
Psychologist Carol Dweck, in her groundbreaking book Mindset, gives us a framework. She says people have either a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. Fixed mindset believes ability is static. I'm either good at English or I'm not. A mistake is a threat. It means, see, I'm not talented, I should stop. Growth mindset believes ability can be developed. I can get better at English with effort. A mistake is data. It means, oh, I got that wrong. Now I know what to work on.
Most silent English learners are stuck in a fixed mindset about speaking. They see every conversation as a test they might fail, not as practice that will make them better.
Now, here's the neuroscience, and this is crucial. When you're in this state of fear or social anxiety, your brain's amygdala, the alarm center, goes off. It triggers a flood of cortisol, the stress hormone.
This cortisol has a direct physical effect. It impairs the function of Broca's area. Where is Broca's area? It's in the left frontal lobe of your brain, and it is the primary region responsible for speech production and language formation.
Let that sink in. The fear of making a mistake physically shuts down the part of your brain that produces speech. This is why you can have a perfect sentence in your head and then utter a jumbled mess. It's not you being bad, it's your brain's survival instinct misfiring.
This is also why you can speak perfectly to your pet, your mirror, or in the shower. No fear, no cortisol. Broca's area is online. The moment another human enters the picture, the circuit can break.
So we have two problems. One, relying on the wrong tool, grammar study, for the job. And two, a fear response that disables our speech tool. There's a third villain in this story, the translator. Imagine you want to say, I need to reschedule our meeting for tomorrow.
For many learners, the mental process looks like a three-step factory. Think in your own language. You first create the idea in your native language. Translate. You translate the idea piece by piece into English. I need, plus to postpone, plus our meeting, plus to tomorrow. Grammar check and speak. You quickly check grammar and prepositions. For tomorrow or to tomorrow. And only then do you finally speak. This process is cognitively exhausting. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly checking a manual. You can't be fluent because you have a bottleneck.
Research in psycholinguistics is clear. Fluent speakers do not translate. They develop a conceptual link between ideas and the second language. They think directly in it for communication.
The solution is counterintuitive but powerful. You must build a direct pathway. And you do that by using simple English on purpose.
We love how polyglot and author Kato Lom put it. Language is the only thing worth knowing even poorly.
Say, I meet you tomorrow. Even if you know the better phrase is, I'll meet you tomorrow. The goal is communication, not perfection. Every time you use the direct pathway, simple idea, simple English words, You weaken the old slow translation habit.
Try this now. Pause us for 30 seconds. Look around the room you're in and name 5 objects you see in the simplest English possible. Window, chair, phone, book, lamp, no translation. Just see the object and say the English word. This is the seed of the direct pathway.
Let's audit your English diet. Be honest. In a typical day, what percentage is input? Listening, reading. Netflix, podcasts, music, articles, social media. Output, speaking, writing. Actually producing English with your mouth or hands.
For most learners, it's 95% input, 5% output if that. You are a world-class consumer of English, but a novice producer.
This is like only ever watching cooking shows and expecting to become a chef. You need to pick up the knife and chop the onion, even if you cry a little.
The output hypothesis, proposed by linguist Meryl Swain, explains why speaking is non-negotiable. She argued that when you produce language, speak, or write, you are forced to notice the gap.
Here's how it works. You want to say, "My boss rejected my proposal yesterday." You struggle for the word rejected. That moment of struggle, my boss refused, said no to, triggers a deep cognitive process. Your brain actively searches, and when you finally learn the word rejected, you remember it forever because you needed it.
Input is passive nourishment. Output is active strength training. You cannot build speaking muscles without the strain of speaking.
Enough diagnosis. Let's build. As James Clear writes in Atomic Habits, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems.
Your goal is fluency. Your system must be tiny. Daily actions that bypass fear and build the direct pathway. Start one of these tonight. 1. The 5-minute monologue. After your shower, describe your day out loud in simple English. Talk to the mirror. Today was good. I worked on computer, I ate lunch, I talked to friend, I feel tired. No audience, no judgment. 2. Voice memo diary. Every night, open your phone's voice recorder. Speak for 60 seconds about one thing. Your meal, a news headline, a memory. Don't re-record. Just save it. The act of recording makes it real practice.
3. Shadowing light. While listening to this or any podcast, wait for a short, simple sentence. Pause. Say it out loud, trying to copy the rhythm. It's not about accent, it's about moving your mouth muscles in English rhythms. 4. The and but because game. Take any simple fact. I like coffee. Now expand it 3 times using those connectors. I like coffee, and I drink it every morning, but it makes me nervous sometimes. Because of that, I only have 2 cups. This builds sentence linking fluency. 5. The pregame. If you have a meeting or call in English, prepare 3 simple sentences you will say. Write them down. I agree with that point. Can you explain that again? Thank you for your time. This is chunking, using pre-built phrases to bypass the grammar bottleneck.
Remember the words of Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart.
Your English doesn't need to conquer heads right now. It just needs to connect. Simple, clear, brave communication goes straight to the heart.
So, here's the ultimate truth we want you to leave with today. If you can understand this podcast, you have all the English knowledge you need to start speaking. The rest is not a language problem. It's a courage and habit problem.
Confidence will never come before you speak. It will always come after. It is the reward for action, not the prerequisite.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is this. Before today ends, you will produce English with your voice. One sentence. Out loud. To yourself, to a pet, to a photo.
You are not alone in this feeling, but you can be one of the few who decides to break the cycle, not with more study, but with more speech.
And now, let's take a short break to explain some of the key words from today's episode.
Don't worry. These explanations are simple and practical. You don't need to be an expert to understand them.
First, acquisition versus learning. Acquisition means picking up a language naturally by using it through listening and speaking. Learning means studying rules and grammar consciously. To speak better, you need to focus more on acquisition, not only on rules.
Second, growth mindset. This means believing that your English can improve with practice. When you make a mistake, it's not a failure, it's feedback. It shows you what to improve next.
Third, Broca's area. This is the part of the brain that helps you produce speech. When you feel fear or stress, this area can stop working well. That's why managing fear is so important for speaking.
Fourth, direct pathway. This means connecting your thoughts directly to English without translating in your head. You build this pathway by using simple English immediately, even if it's not perfect.
And finally, output hypothesis. This idea says that speaking and writing are essential for learning. When you try to express yourself and feel stuck, your brain notices the gap, and that's how real learning happens.
So remember, listening is important, but speaking is what activates your English. And that's everything for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and learned something new, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Because your support helps us create more helpful lessons for you.
Stay motivated, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.